Officials break ground on the new Convention Center Hotel. Parking Day is coming to a stall near you. And don't miss Downtown to Defiance. All that and more on this edition of Tacoma Report. Hello, I'm Lane Fickey. The Convention Center Hotel project is seeing momentum as officials recently broke ground on the new development. Maria Lee has the story.
Conducted without public subsidy, the Convention Center Hotel development represents one of the first major foreign direct investments in a commercial project on publicly owned land in Tacoma.
Well, we're really excited to finally see this project break ground. A lot of people have been working on this for a long time, and the excitement is really based on the fact that we will now have a convention center hotel right next to our convention center. Over a decade ago, we made an investment to build this convention center, but we knew we needed a hotel to go with it. And in some cases, we do not qualify for conventions because we don't have the room space. We're going to have dedicated blocks that will help ensure that we attract more conventions, not just regionally, but nationally as well, and hopefully internationally too.
The Convention Center Hotel that's going up is also the largest privately funded development downtown in the city's history.
I'm very excited. It's been a project we've been working on for the past 4 years. The city has been planning it for the past 13 years. So it's also filling a hole in the donut. There's a lot of economic activity in the north part of downtown and in the brewery district. This center part of downtown has been needing an economic nucleus, and this is what this project will be doing. 1,600 jobs, millions in revenue for the city, plus it's going to anchor the heart of the downtown and attract more investment to this area.
The total cost, approximately $150 million, and it's projected to be completed in 2 phases, with work on the first phase happening as we speak. For Tacoma Report, I'm Maria Lee.
Work to demolish the Carlton Garage, as well as excavation and shoring, is taking place now through the end of September. The Tacoma City Council recently approved $25,000 of City Council contingency funds for a downtown retail enhancement study and strategy. This will be used to identify appropriate retail and restaurant uses for downtown recruitment. Developing a downtown enhancement study and strategy aligns with the city's strategic plan Tacoma 2025 goal in the area's economic vibrancy and employment. The study and strategy will be conducted by a third-party consultant and is expected to be completed by this December. City staff provided the Tacoma City Council with an update on the Temporary Emergency Aid and Shelter Plan during the August 22nd Council study session. The presentation reviewed the conditions that gave rise to the public health emergency and satisfied the requirements of Ordinance 28-430 declaring the public health emergency. This required the City Council to review and determine if conditions warrant keeping in place the extraordinary measures authorized in the declaration of public health emergency. Staff recommended extending it through December of 2017 to align with the allocated funding for the Temporary Emergency Aid and Shelter Plan. The City Council is expected to consider the recommendation at a council meeting before the current ordinance expires. Away Home Washington's challenge to Pierce, King, and Spokane counties to end youth and young adult homelessness in 100 days has concluded, and Pierce County exceeded its housing goals by successfully connecting 176 youth and young adults to housing. Combined, the 3 counties house more than 600 youth and young adults. The City Council is reviewing information presented by staff on how last November's approval of State Initiative 1433 affects Tacoma's paid sick leave law.
Well, the city's minimum wage will actually remain more generous than state minimum wage until at least 2019. For paid sick leave, the state law will be more generous and offer more hours beginning in January of 2018.
For more information about Tacoma's employment standards, go to the city's Employment Standards webpage. You can also subscribe to an email list for updates. When we come back from the break, I'll be joined by Environmental Services Sustainability Officer Kristen Leinert to get an update on the Bring Your Own Bag implementation. Don't miss it. The Bring Your Own Bag ordinance has been in effect in Tacoma area retail stores for over a month. With me now is Sustainability Officer Kristen Leinert to give an overview on the continued efforts around the BYOB. Kristen, thanks for joining us today. BYOB used to have a whole different meaning than what it does
Yes,
now.
it did.
So maybe kind of refresh us the reason we implemented this and how's it been going for this first month?
Yeah, right. So the City Council passed the ordinance last summer, so summer of 2016, and we implemented it this July 12th, and it eliminates the retailers being able to give out plastic bags, and they must charge a minimum of 5 cents for paper bags. But really what we're trying to do is encourage people to bring their own bag to retail stores.
And for this first month, what are you seeing?
You know, I think we're seeing a really great implementation. We've handed out over 30,000 reusable bags to Tacoma shoppers at lots of community events and grocery store giveaways. And we really feel like the businesses have responded. They've been implementing and they got rid of their plastic bags. And I've had very, very few complaints from shoppers about businesses not being in compliance. So we think it's been a really successful rollout.
But if I did have a complaint, is there a way for me to get that information to the city?
Yeah, so if you did go into a store and saw a business either handing out plastic bags or not charging for paper bags, you could call 311, which is the city's customer service center. So you could either go on the website or call 311 in the city limits and file that complaint.
Now, I know the city has worked out what they call a bag share program. Maybe you can
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Sure, so we really also felt like there was lots of reusable bags in town and was really about maybe trying to redistribute them. I know my closet was overflowing with reusable bags, so we set up about a dozen share centers. They're at the Tacoma Municipal Building, all the Metro Parks community centers, and a lot of the Tacoma Housing Authority offices. And really it's just a bin where if people have extra bags, they can bring them in and donate them. And if someone needs a bag, they can take one for free.
I don't have to bring that bag back when I'm done with it then?
No, you're done. You have it. So now it's yours and you can hold on to it as long as you need to.
Are there any more bag giveaways? I know that at one point you said the city had given away 30,000 of them. I mean, are they still available at other locations?
We do. We've been to, again, about, you know, it was really nice that it was summer season. So we're able to go to a lot of community events and hand out bags. Additionally, we went to all the grocery stores right around the time that the law went into effect and handed out bags. But we're going to make sure we always have them at the Customer Service Center in the Tacoma Municipal Building. So if people wanted to come down to 747 Market Street, they could always get a reusable bag there. And we still do have about 35 social service organizations and partners. We've gave them another shipment of bags just a few weeks ago, so you could check out one of those places as well.
One thing I've noticed when I use them is, to me, they're a lot more sturdier. I feel like I can actually get more into these than
Oh, yeah.
other than having like 5 or 6 plastic ones. I can probably maybe have just 2 of these hard ones and they work real well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I love using reusable bags. And, you know, I sometimes forget too, where you've got to be like, oh, I need 2 paper bags. And I could have just used one reusable bag with the amount of weight. But yeah, I think they're pretty convenient actually when you get into the habit.
And as we wrap up this segment, I love using the bags. Unfortunately though, after I unload them in the kitchen, sometimes they stay there, and when I get in my car, I don't have them. Do you have any tips on helping people to remember to get those bags back in the car?
Yeah, you know, it's all about getting in the habit, right? And so while we were handing out reusable bags, we were also helping give prompts to people. So we came up with a little door hang that you could put on your pantry door or your garage door that said, grab my bags, or a little decal in your car, on your car windshield that reminded you to grab your bags out of your car. Another great way is on your shopping list. If you make shopping lists at home, very first item on your list, shopping bags, reusable shopping bags. So it's really just giving you those prompts to try to remember to bring them.
And I'm sure the more we do this, the more we'll remember it. And it's kind of like that muscle memory. Once you do it a time or two, it becomes, you know, a habit.
Right, and if that 5 cents can help nudge you to run back to the car from the store, then that's worth it too.
Wonderful. Well, Kristen, thank you very much. And I'm sure you're going to be doing some updates throughout the next couple months to see how it's going. So we'll have you back on to talk about that.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Up next, we'll find out about keeping our trees bug-free. Don't go away. This August, the state is asking residents to take a few minutes to inspect trees and swimming pool filters for invasive bugs. Now, if you see a suspected pest or damage caused by one, snap a photo and report it on the Washington Invasive Species Council website. You can access a reporting form, or you can download the free Invasives mobile app. The site also has more information about invasive species, including what to look for and ways to keep them from spreading. The desire to make larger investments in new renewable energy is spreading, and while the vast majority of the electricity provided by Tacoma Power comes from clean hydroelectric production, Tacoma Power has launched a program to enable customers to voluntarily invest in more solar and wind-generated electricity. John Phillips has more.
Thanks to our sunny summers, Tacoma Power's rooftop community solar project has been a big success, producing nearly 500,000 kilowatts of power in its first 18 months. That's enough to power 45 Tacoma Power households. More than 1,000 customers bought into the project and recently received an annual check. It's a payment of a Washington State solar energy incentive and for the power the panels generated.
What really made this program work from a financial standpoint was the very significant financial incentives that were provided by the state of Washington.
State incentives were recently extended, but won't be as generous as the ones that helped Tacoma Power quickly sell out its community solar project last year. Tacoma Power is hoping to build on the enthusiasm for new renewables like solar with a reboot and expansion of a green power program the utility has offered since 1999. It's called Evergreen Options. Once just a way customers could support construction of large new renewable projects like wind farms. Now Evergreen Options will support new renewable energy projects like rooftop solar that local organizations could construct right here in Tacoma.
The way it would work is these organizations would provide us a grant application, and the plan is for the folks that are involved, the customers that are involved in the Evergreen Option programs, to help us decide which of those applications make the most sense to fund.
Local schools, nonprofits, and government agencies could qualify for an Evergreen Options grant of up to $50,000 for their renewable energy project. They would see a reduction in their electricity bill for the energy produced. The hydropower generated by Tacoma Power is already 96% carbon-free. The refreshed Evergreen Options program lets customers offset a bit more of their carbon footprint by investing in local renewable energy projects like solar. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
The first grants will be awarded this fall. To find out about enrolling in Evergreen Options or applying for a project grant, visit mytpu.org/evergreen. Artists, citizens, and businesses will temporarily transform metered parking spots into public spaces for the International Parking Day. Over 35 parks will pop up in downtown Tacoma on Friday, September 15th between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can stop for lunch at one of the food trucks located on Pacific Avenue, complete an event passport to win prizes, and also enjoy a walking tour at noon. For more information, visit the Parking Day event site. The Tacoma Dome has partnered with Waze, a crowdsourced navigation app, to help its customers better navigate traffic during events.
Well, here at the Dome, we're all about improving that customer experience, and our primary focus is the safety of our customers as they come into the Dome and as they leave. And as you know, we're on a bit of what we like to call a construction island here around the Dome right now, so it's challenging to get around. And we want to make sure they have live-time, real-time ability to tell where the traffic is, the best ways they can get in and out, and make sure that they have a safe and quality experience.
Visitors to the Tacoma Dome can also avoid post-show traffic at the T-Dome After-Show Lounge in the exhibition hall and on the plaza. Soda is provided at no charge, courtesy of Pepsi, along with free popcorn while supplies last. It's time again to participate in the annual Sunday Parkways event, Downtown to Defiance. This event is a day for residents to walk, bike, or run on the Tacoma waterfront, free of vehicle traffic.
The event it's focused on the street itself and really getting people out and comfortable in whatever mode of transportation, of human-powered transportation that they want to experience. But really, we also have events throughout all of the different parks. There are 5 main parks that we're focusing on along Ruston Way, but also along the Foss Waterway. And there's events, so just keep an eye out for the calendar. It's downtowntodefiance.com, and we'll have all the details there.
For the 5th year in a row, the city and Metro Parks Tacoma will host the event that opens up almost 7 miles of roadways to human-powered transportation.
After success of the previous years, we're excited to announce that it's 1 hour longer this year, so it's actually going from 9 to 2. But additionally, we'll have something called Bubble Soccer, which is just something really fun and exciting that Metro Parks is bringing to us, and it's It's a game where you play soccer and your entire upper half of your body is in basically a hamster cage ball type of thing, and it's kind of blow up and it's really fun. So we're excited to have that.
This free event takes place on Sunday, September 10th. Register today for this opportunity to experience Tacoma's waterfront in a fun and exciting way. After the break, we'll find out what to expect in the next phase of the Tacoma Mall neighborhood sub-area planning process. Stay with us. A long-term planning effort to re-envision the future of the Tacoma Mall neighborhood is moving into its next phase. Stacy Elliford has more on this effort and how residents can give their input.
For the past 2 years, an effort has been taking place in an important center for jobs and housing. Through the development of community partnerships, the city worked with the Tacoma Mall neighborhood to re-envision itself as a vibrant destination, and now a draft sub-area plan is ready for review.
Over the past 2 years, the community has gotten together with the city and worked on a vision, what we want to see here for the next 20 years as this area grows and we try to attract jobs and housing, as well as take steps to make this neighborhood a really great place to be and to live, and to address some longstanding issues and desires that the community has for the neighborhood.
The draft plan is a vision with goals and actions to support positive growth and change in this over 600-acre area.
So some of the key goals are to improve the transportation system. There's already a lot of traffic here. We're going to be seeing more traffic along with that growth. At the same time as we want to be able to have more cars, we also want this to be a place that people can walk, ride bikes, ride transit. So a huge emphasis is on improving the transportation system.
There are several opportunities for the community to give feedback and help shape the future of this dynamic neighborhood.
So the time period is now. We have an informational meeting as well as a public hearing. Those are the key opportunities in person. You can also provide written comments to the city directly. The best place to get information is on the project webpage, and everything is there online, but you can also call us. We'll come to you. We'd be happy to come and get information to you and answer your questions.
These proposals are early steps towards achieving goals determined by stakeholders. This is the community's plan, and input is important to guide its growth and development. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Elliford.
To review the planning packet and contribute to the vision of the Tacoma Mall neighborhood, visit the city's website. Tacoma Power recently hosted a summer group camp visit at the Cushman Hydro Project. Kids came to learn about the utility's fish program and the area's ecosystem. They got to see Tacoma Power's 2 dams and tour the utility's fish hatcheries. The summer-long camp is put on by the Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group. Through fun activities, the campers are learning about biology and the importance of healthy ecosystems.
It's a good chance to let them kind of follow the water. So this morning we were up kayaking and they got to hang out on the lake a little bit. And now they kind of get to see it as it goes down. And we stop and talk about what it means to be a watershed sometimes, and we stop and talk about stormwater and how that matters, and we always try to relate things back to salmon habitat and stuff like that.
The campers learned about how Tacoma Power is helping enhance salmon populations in Lake Cushman, the upper North Fork of the Skokomish River, and Hood Canal. It was just one stop in a summer full of exploration around Puget Sound. Test your knowledge of state and city trivia at the History Happy Hour Trivia Night. This event takes place at the Swiss Restaurant on Wednesday, September 20th at 6 p.m. It's free and open to the public. This is your chance to show your knowledge and win prizes. To RSVP, visit the city's Historic Preservation Event site. And finally, on August 21st, the Northwest experienced a total solar eclipse. This was a pretty rare event for Tacoma, with the last visible total solar eclipse in this area occurring in 1979.
It's amazing. I've never seen one, actually, so watching it through the glasses is pretty exciting.
Just being amazed at something I'll probably see one more time in my lifespan. It's cool. It's really cool.
Overall, Tacoma reached 93% totality, casting some very interesting shadows and dropping the temperature as much as 6 degrees. People across the community flocked to local parks or simply stepped out of their homes and offices to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Looking through the glasses, it's amazing. Just, to be in the right place when the moon and the sun and everything's going to align. I mean, it's just pretty cool.
And again, be able to sit and enjoy it with the grandkids and the family. It's truly an amazing event.
The next total solar eclipse that will be visible from Tacoma won't take place again until 2099. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. We'll leave you with this great footage of the eclipse shot by our very own Brian Cox. Until next time, I'm Lane Pickey.